Okay, alright, that's it. We're done. Okay, guys, I'm going to try and make this as quick as possible. It's been a pretty crazy day. So just pay attention. I'm going to just fly by the recap and then get to some of the stuff that Tim kind of fucked up earlier because he wasn't paying attention and he just kind of went on the fly. So, so recap, Goodell beats Lance in the pants. So is it Lance in the pants or Lance... I mean, come on, guys. I mean, it still doesn't... I mean, well, anyway, he got lanced in the pants this week. 102.8 to 61.9. Who cares? I'm moving on to the next game. Experience first, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Okay, so again, Cody loses after scoring 100 points. Bad Boys just went off. Experience is trying to make me eat my words on Christian McCaffrey, who scored 17 points, but Funchess was not going to let anything happen for Darren. He got him 21.2 points, and the Bad Boys pull off a nice win to try and make a playoff push. Fro finally loses to a game that he should have lost, but if it would have been anybody else, he probably would have won, I don't know. To the Gotham Knights, 118.2 to 66. Cam Newton with 43.5 points. I said before the game, I was like, Cam Newton is about to go off this game, and he sure did. And Fro just couldn't pull out any of his special skills this week. In fact, I don't think Fro has much to pull out at all. Take that how you will. 6 players with 6 points or less. America's team beats Yuri 73.4 to 67.1. Yuri couldn't pull off his typical win. Kind of a meaningless game. Sorry, fellas. Voldemort won a game. Oh my gosh, it's freaking amazing. He beat the Sharknadoes 86.6 to 81.9. Voldemort pulls this one out to get his second win of the year. It's just amazing. He had a huge help from Dion Lewis with 17.5 points. And the Sharknadoes tried to do something, but even with Alvin Kamara, whatever, he couldn't quite get there. The Rowdies fell to the Topes, 107.4 to 98.9. That's basically 99 points. It was just close. Tim didn't mention in his video that he was just voodooing the hell out of the Rowdies from the beginning of the week all the way to the end.
You are now paired. Enjoy.
Stupid. I'm just... This thing reminds me of Yuri because it's so stupid and doesn't pay attention and never follows directions and just sits here and makes stupid noises. That's my Yuri. Yeah, the speaker is Yuri. That's a Yuri speaker. Okay, anyways, and even during the game, I mean, Tim was like, oh, dude, you've got it. And actually, at one point, it did look like the Rowdies had it. But then... It fell apart. Robert Woods scored 29.1 points, and that was kind of the end for the Rowdies, but Adam Thielen took off. So, anyways, okay. So, Tim's video. So, Tim contradicted himself, because at the beginning of the video, he was like, oh, the Thrifts are going to win the championship. And then at the end of the video, he's like, oh, the Rowdies aren't even going to make it. So, that doesn't make any sense. For anybody paying attention here, that you went from one thing to another, and, like, can you just stick to the script here? He even, then at the end of the, so at the end of the video, he just didn't make any sense. And then Tim later admitted that he didn't look at the points forced, to which the Rowdies have a pretty significant advantage. So let me break this shit down for you the real way, since Tim was just kind of going on a freaking whim. I'll break it down for you, okay? So several things can happen. So let's go ahead and squash some of that shit. So Cody and Tim. So Cody and Tim lead the league in points forced. Cody has 1,106 points, and Tim has 1,088. Those two face off this week. If Tim loses, he would be 7-4 with Yuri to play next week. So go ahead and make him 8-4. With that, Cody would be 8-4, essentially winning the division unless he lost to Voldemort. If Cody loses, now stick with me here, guys. This might get confusing. You might have to watch the video a few times. So if Cody loses and goes 7-4. Again, he's playing Voldemort. Next week, he would be 8-4 and getting the division. So Tim would be 8-4 after playing Yuri. Either way, I think both teams win their division no matter what the outcome is this week for those two. So for Fro, I can actually see Fro losing this week. I really can. He just doesn't put up any points. I could actually see him losing either this week or next week. So I think he goes 1-1 out of the next 2 weeks. But we'll see. So he plays America's team the following week, so next week, and he could actually lose that one too, like I just said. So because Jeremy can actually put up points. So should that happen, Fro would be 7-5, and his points forced him out. He would be out of the playoffs, which would be kind of funny considering all those moves he was making, trying to push Aaron Jones off on the Rowdies and giving up all those draft picks, saying he was going for it all, and then next thing you know, he's not making the playoffs. That would actually, I know that's kind of messed up, but. I know you can't see right now, but I'm dying. Oh my gosh. It may not happen, but oh my gosh, it will be so funny. Oh gosh. Oh man. My abs. Oh, they hurt. Oh man. Oh, Yuri, you wouldn't know what those are. Okay, so if Fro wins this week versus Yuri, it's the battle of the low-scoring teams, the teams that seem to win games that they shouldn't. So going into next week, he'd be at 8-4. He'd need a miracle from Yuri to beat Tim to win the division. Again, due to points for, he'd also have to win because he has several teams right behind him. Roger Goodell. Roger Goodell plays the Sharknadoes this week. The Sharknadoes, from week 7 to week 9, put up 137, 101.2, and 127.5. Goodell has only 3 games over 100 points. Week 6, 136.2. Week 8, 110.1. And last week, 102.8. The Sharknadoes could totally play spoiler alert here. Spoiler alert here. I'm just saying. It's just all lining up. Sharknadoes win putting Goodell at 6-5 to then play the Rowdies. If the Rowdies beat Lance in the Pants this week, the Rowdies could be 7-4 entering that game. The Rowdies have about a 50-point advantage on Goodell, so it's likely he wouldn't see the playoffs. Unless he beats the Rowdies to go to 7-5, Fro loses out, Bad Boys lose out, and unlikely the Experience loses out. If the Sharknadoes win this week, they would have to beat the Rowdies the next week. Both teams could be 7-4 entering the game. Both teams could still make the playoffs, again, if Fro loses out, Bad Boys lose out, or the Experience loses out. Oh, and the Knights could beat Lance in the final week as well. So for the Rowdies, I pretty much already covered this. The Rowdies play Lance this week. With a win, they would be 7-4 to play Goodell. Depending on what Goodell does that game or this week, it may not matter. The Rowdies have a 50 to 60-point advantage on the Bad Boys and Goodell, and 100-plus points on the Gotham Knights and Fro. The Knights, the Gotham Knights, to get to them, in fact, actually, that's just too much. They need a bunch of people to lose, and they got to win a bunch of games. So there's that. So I think it goes like this. Experience beats the Topes this week. Fro wins this game versus Yuri. The following week, Topes beat Yuri. Experience beats Voldemort. Fro loses to America's team. Rowdies beat Lance in the Pants, then beat Goodell. Experience, so it would be the Experience versus Fro, and the Rowdies versus the Topes. Experience beats Fro, Rowdy gets a miracle win and actually beats the Topes. Experience versus Rowdies in the championship. Yep, the Thrift Boys in the championship. So Lance or Tim, oh boy, you're really hoping that doesn't happen. Gonzo knows. Gotta get that Gonzo knows. Gotta get that Gonzo knows. And I got that hose. Hose all around me. I got that Gonzo nose. I don't know what that just was. Okay, so I think that the Rowdies then beat the Experience because last year the Rowdies pulled off a win against the Experience. They have a really good record against the Experience. It's like their kryptonite. Even though the Experience beat the Rowdies earlier this year, I could totally see this happening. Rowdies beat the Experience in the championship game, and the Rowdies finally make it happen. You guys all get the video you've been wanting to see, or not wanting to see, with the Rowdies just going crazy and getting naked on camera. But y'all didn't expect anything else. I mean, who else would I pick? I mean, especially at this point. So anyways, that's all I got, guys. Lance, stop screwing up our league with stupid, shitty-ass teams. Kevin. Oh, dude, you're actually way worse. Lance, you're like second tier suckage. Kevin is first tier suckage. But now y'all are kind of even tiered. So now you both suck, I guess. So I just don't even know what to say, guys. I'm so disappointed in both of you. Voldemort, suck it. Even though Voldemort is actually a fan of the Rowdies this week because they play Lance. So Voldemort's over there like, go Rowdy, go. Go Rowdy, go. Even though he says that every week. Okay. Oh, and Yuri, you're still just a, I have so many words.